Gemini, this is for you. It is your weekly tarot card reading from Born Without Boundaries Tarot. It is for Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. Please apply it where it applies. I love you guys. I'm just waiting for the surprise. I know you guys are going to surprise me. I love it. We're going to start off with the astrology, Gemini. Remember, before we get into it, please, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell so that you know when I upload your favorite content. Gemini gets debuted every single Thursday, but you got 11 other zodiac signs to choose from, dude. So hello, holla, jump in. Yeah, let's jump into the astrology. Speaking of jumping in, let's talk about it. You know, you guys are really free and clear. I gotta say, this is good shit, right? There's nothing in your first house. So it's not necessarily any conflict of your nature or who you are or reconstructing the self. Like a lot of other people are experiencing a lot of stuff going on in their first houses. But Yah is pretty clear with that. However, in your second house, what's going on? Well, first of all, your second house is Cancer. And Cancer is really all about nurturing things and taking care of things anyway. So I think that when it comes to your money, you like to nurture it. You like to take care of it. You like to grow it, right? You like to, it starts at concept and you like to make something out of it. This is what it is. And you also like to take care of your family with it. That's what it is. It's like that's how you are gauging a part of your self-worth is how am I taking care of my family with the finances? How is it helping my family get better or improving upon my family, whether it was my family name or my family itself? So providing would be very important for you. But Lilith is sitting there, which means that there's some sense of shame. Understand when I say this to you, Gemini, I'm not saying you should be ashamed of yourself, but I'm saying there is shame there for some reason. I don't know what that reason is. It could be just a perceived notion of, I haven't done good enough. I haven't done enough. So there's a pressure point there, and it's opposing that 8th house right across Capricorn. And what's in Capricorn? You have that Venus, Mars still close together, Pluto there. And ultimately, what does that do? It's like, have I put my energy in the right places? Did I not use my energy in the right way? How can I use my energy now to change this situation into something that into something that I am proud of, right? That kind of thing. It could even be, stuff coming up again that you have to feel like you have to deal with. It could also be in some ways a good thing could happen, like inheritance or not just inheritance, but like finally being able to take care of a perceived debt that you had in your mind, but it's self-inflicted. Lilith would be this self-inflicted, this negative sense of how you looking at what you've done, that's kind of self-inflicted, but it's important to you, and that's why it's important to discuss this issue of how you're gauging your self-worth and how you're gauging your value. I think you're starting to see an uptick in value. This is really a not so much a transformative energy for you as you're starting to live in your new skin. So it's actually a very beautiful time for you. And now you're in a place where you can look at the circumstance and say, how can I help? How can I make it better? And because I've wanted to, maybe you even feel like you have a lot to prove now for some reason. And this is the opportunity to do so. Let's get into the cards. If I think of something more, I'll tell you. That's my deal. Gemini, what's up? What's coming up for my Geminis? What do they need to know? What do they... not ever what we want to know. Screw what we want to know. What do we need to know? This hasn't come up for anybody else. You see clearly now. So this is Aquarius energy. Aquarius would be your 9th house. I feel like you're starting to realize there are opportunities for you in places that you hadn't looked before. Starting to make new friendships, but there's also a clearing in general. In other words, this is Aquarian energy. There's a clearing of a mindset when it comes to you, your friend group, your community, starting to look at you differently. It's almost like the fog has cleared, the fog has lifted. All of a sudden, people are starting to get wise to how valuable you are, reconsidering your worth and your value. Like most people are going through the other zodiac signs so far, and this could continue for the rest of the zodiac, I don't know, but you mark almost the beginning of the new beginning. It's not even the transition for you. You transitioned last year. There was lots of transformative energy going on, and now you're starting to see, like, actually feel the soil beneath your feet of your new life. So your way is becoming very clear. You know, your purpose, what direction. You're not the same person that you were. You never will be, so you don't even have to worry about that anymore. This is the sense of now walking into this new space as the new you, and being so clear, knowing now how your life is different, and appreciating the view so much more. And you know, the wine that lost its taste has gotten it back, and it tastes even better because there's this whole different way of understanding every, happy birthday, Dick Denny, experience that you have. But that's also reflecting back on you too. It's coming to you from the outside as well. People are starting to really see you so clearly, really see who you are. And it's beautiful. It's holy crap. Wow. We should have treated them differently. Let's put it that way. And then we have learn from the past, and you have. And this is the wisdom that you gain from where you've been. And really it's that wisdom that is the transformative energy of why you just will never be the same. You know, happy birthday, Michelle Sandygate. You will never be the same again. The lessons change you. This is higher knowing, higher understanding, education, wisdom. It's beyond education, it's wisdom. And wisdom only comes from being what you've been through. Learn from the past, and it will empower you. This is your strength now. And I think people are also looking back and starting to see the situation very clear about what was really happening as you were going through everything that you were going through, what was really happening as you were suffering the way that you were suffering or being trampled on. People were trampling on you. And people are starting to see, holy crap, this is what the crowd can do, right? The crowd is capable of adoration, but the crowd is also capable of the stampede. They're starting to see very clearly now how you were stampeded. This has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do for you, but it has nothing to do, you knew it already. And you're not looking for validation, but ultimately that's why this is so delicious and juicy right now, because there is validation here. You know, there is also reconciliation and resolution that I feel like you liberated yourself from the need of. And yet now here it comes, which is why it tastes so sweet. And then we have, look at you. Look at you. Your asses are moving on. That's what it is. There you are. Antelope spirit. Everything for you is going to go real fast and come together really. This is Gemini energy. Things are coming together. This is the duality, now not being so dualistic, but it's almost like the duality of a dance at this point. Now you see how the two sides work together. And there's a coming together, especially for you. You're putting the pieces back together again. Everybody else is just fucking realizing. That's the beauty of the hardship that the North Node in your first house causes, is that you really do have insights further forward. And even though you suffer the pangs of being ahead of people, eventually they catch up. And ultimately they're catching up real fucking quick. And there's a dissemination of information. There's redistribution of information. There's redistribution of the story that was once told against you, now being retold for you. Oh, there's power in those tails, Gemini. Power's in the tail. Power in the tales we tell. Ooh. Right here, right now, co-create with spirit. Okay. Co-create with spirit. Now, crow is fearsome. Fearsome and wicked information. People don't like to hear what crow announces. Watch and wait. Ha! Oh! They about to get a dose of their ignorance. That's what's going to happen, Gemini. They about to get a dose of their ignorance. Because you're sitting up here in Pisces energy, watching for this fucking shoe to drop. Because you were telling people, you were letting them know. But ultimately, what you gonna do? You know, I think the sadness is in I can't make people listen. And I can't make people see. And that's just the truth. And I feel like you had to go through a lot of that stress with, okay, well, what is my responsibility? What is your responsibility? Nothing. Yes, there is something. Your responsibility is to hold your integrity. And you did that. So good on you, man. Now you're just like sitting here up in Pisces season saying, okay, there's something coming out of this dark place. And it honestly is something beautiful. Spirit has a plan. And you, just like Crow, were the announcer of bad news. The announcer of what you knew nobody wanted to hear. But ultimately, the announcer of what they had to hear. And this was all part of the divine purpose. And ultimately, when you live up to your divine purpose, Gemini, that's when God blesses you. So ultimately, there's so many blessings coming now your way. And I love that they're coming at you at this time in your life because you have the wisdom to never, ever take advantage of them again. So you'll actually receive your blessings now with a humble heart and with appreciation and respect for hardships that you may not have known before or been aware of before. And this has changed you. Like I said in the beginning, you are not the you anymore that started before all this crap. You're not that you. 2020 to 2021 really changed you. And you're not going to ever want to change back because what you see now and what you know now, it's beautiful. We have mental conflict and stand your ground. I understand that because of the pain that you went through in the past, you're kind of thinking, okay, do I do any more? Do I have to go through all this again? Do I open myself up to that crap again? And ultimately the answer is yeah. Because ultimately it's about living to your truth. It's not about living to other people's validation of your truth. Right? That's what it is. But I think if we go to the astrology, there does seem to be, did I do the right thing? Because, and this is where it's all coming from, it's a reassurance, yeah, you did do the right thing. But that doubt and that shame is coming from, but how did it impact the people that I loved? Because in some ways it reflected upon them and I brought them with me. And ultimately there's just this sense of, guess what? You're going to get, it's going to be okay. Fulfillment of wishes. Because honestly, with the people who really loved you, all they wanted for you was for people to appreciate you. and people to treat you the way that you deserve to be treated. So ultimately, whatever you feel you owe, whoever you feel you owe, they're getting paid back by you being exonerated. I don't know what the hell you guys are rolling in, but this is some complex shit. You're complex people, though. So that doesn't surprise me. We have, yeah, in the past, there was shit. And what is this? Maybe trouble, sticky stuff. You were getting yourself into the middle of a kerfuffle. I don't know if it was your own fault or if it wasn't, but yeah, you were in some hot water and you needed help. You needed help. And this could be almost a sense of, well, do I go back and help the people who helped me? Or do I keep moving forward because that's what I really want to do? And ultimately, there's this sense of, or am I helping people by continuing to move forward? Is that the best thing that I can do now? What does your heart tell you? And your heart is located somewhere in your head. So, you know what? You have a newfound wisdom now. So this is a time for you to not react the way that you would have, to really see that you've changed and show yourself that you've changed by not reacting the way that you would have, but instead reacting by through the wisdom that you've gained by what you've been through. If you make which choice, what will happen? You'll know the outcome. There's just this sense of keep going. Somebody has to arrive there first. That's what I just heard. Keep going. Somebody has to arrive there first. Because you can, if you go back now, there's a sense of fucking up everything that they've done for you. If you keep moving forward, you're not leaving them behind. You're giving them a tether to pull themselves up. God, this is just getting more and more spiritual. But I don't know who needed to hear that. I know it was you. I know it was you. Expect powerful change. Kaboom. And a time for healing is in reverse. So I guess that answers your question. The time for healing is not yet. You've still got to struggle. You've still got a little bit of a fight ahead of you, right? But it's not that kind of fight that you've been through. There's just a sense of, once again, what did I get when I saw this card? What is this image? It's almost like it's not time to get off the field yet. I know you're damaged. I know you're bruised. It's not time to stop yet, is what I felt. It's not time to stop yet. It's not time to focus all your attention on being okay because you're still running the length of the field. Like what you've done, if it was a football field, I don't really know football that well, but bear with me. You've gotten through the fucking kerfuffle. You've gotten through the people who were tackling you and and now you got the ball in your hands. But you still gotta fucking run. You still gotta reach that end zone. And if you don't, you then, if you turn back around, you have legitimately fucked up all the hits everybody else has taken for you. You gotta go all the way, Gemini, is what I'm saying. It's not a time to rest yet. The end zone is so clearly there. Can you please keep going? Can you please not stop? Gemini. No place like home. So that's where you're going, isn't it? You're going home. You're going to the place that you really belong. Home can mean different things to different people. It could be that you're actually traveling there. There's a lot of traveling going on right now, right? There's a lot of traveling going on, but that speaks to your fourth house again with Lilith. No, that's not your fourth. That's your second house. But the fourth house is Cancerian energy. No place like home. You're healing some conflict with your family. And I do think it's a perceived one. But I feel like it's something that you have to do to heal yourself. And you know that through healing them or healing whatever this wound is, ultimately you heal yourself. That's like your last leg of conflict, is returning home after you've been through the battle and introducing your new self to your old people. And it's not that they'll reject you, but you know that change isn't easy. God damn. Ooh, Jesus, Gemini. Ooh, I love y'all. Gee, what is going on? What do we need to read? Let's do this. No, we already did these. Let's do these. I'm going to go over to the extended. Please join me. Remember, you have two choices. You can either do the single purchase or you can join the Unbound membership and get all the extendeds. And me. I'm doing a members only live for Unbound tomorrow. So you can join if you join. But I'll see you guys in the extended. The links are below.